What is up, guys? Marcellus Williams, aka TheSwolefessor, here to educate you on health, fitness, social well-being. And today, guys, I'm going to be giving you 3 tips to help make your bench press a more effective movement for hypertrophy. Now, just to be clear, this is not a bench press tutorial. I've already done that. I have that in the description down below, link for you guys, as well as my video over 4 general tips to help your chest training as a whole. But out of those 4 general tips, one of the tips I gave you guys was to fix your bench press. Because a lot of you are, you bench press, but you'll say things like, oh, I don't really feel this movement in my chest, or, oh, I don't think bench press is a great movement for building the chest, or you're somebody where maybe like you've gotten a really heavy bench press, but you haven't seen as much growth in your chest as what you like. So these tips I'm gonna give you are going to help you with all that. So tip number 1, guys, is to use a closer grip bench press. Now, I'm not saying you have to close grip bench press, but what I'm saying is wherever your hands are right now, bring them in a little bit. I already know what a lot of you are thinking, but isn't the close grip bench press just a tricep builder? And the answer is yes, it's a great tricep builder, but it's not just a tricep builder. Here's the thing you guys have to think about and keep in mind. A lot of you probably are benching right now, and you're probably anywhere from your hands are anywhere from right here to out here. Because a lot of you probably found, hey, I can move more weight this way, especially maybe some of you taller guys with longer limbs. You think, oh, I'm taller, or I have longer limbs, so I should have my hands out like this. The first thing to understand, guys, is that regardless of your height, that doesn't necessarily determine how far out you should be anyway. Like, I have pretty long limbs for my height. I'm only 5'7", but I have pretty long arms for a bench presser, by powerlifting standards anyway. But I'm not benching all the way out here. Here's the thing. It makes more sense for the sake of hypertrophy to be anywhere from right here to here. A closer grip bench press. Why? Because, guys, this being all the way out here, boom. May not seem like it, but that is a much shorter range of motion than being right here. Coming down, boom, boom. So, once again, a lot of you are probably thinking, but isn't that just good for your triceps? No, it's good for all the muscles involved, guys. Your triceps, your chest, your shoulder. It's a longer range of motion, therefore you're getting a deeper stretch on your chest and doing more total work. Your chest and your triceps and your shoulders have to do more work because you're using closer grip, which creates a longer range of motion. And this is gonna help you with hypertrophy. No, you're not gonna be able to do as much weight this way, but keep in mind, it's not so much the weight. Our bodies don't know weight, guys. Our muscles don't know weight. It just knows workload. It knows how much work it's having to do. And building upon that, a lot of you probably thinking, but Swolefessor, you're always telling us about progressively overloading, getting stronger. Yes, but remember, getting stronger doesn't just mean adding weight to the bar. It means that you're starting with a certain base workload and improving upon that, whether it's more reps, more weight, more total volume, but you want to start with the best base you can. Meaning, think about how many people they dumbbell shoulder press, right? I've used example before, and they'll start full range of motion, coming all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. Then as they increase the weight, what do you start seeing? Instead of coming all the way down, all the way up, they're doing a lot of this. Half reps, right? You're not really progressively overloading. If you're not able to maintain form, if you're not able to move this more weight through the same range of motion, your muscles aren't necessarily doing more work. More weight on the bar only means more work when you're going through the same range of motion. So for that reason, bring your grip in because it's a longer range of motion, it's more work. Now, the second tip, guys, is going to be to pause the bar on your chest. Once again, I already know a lot of you are probably thinking, bro, isn't that just for powerlifting? No. Like, yes, in competitions, we have to pause on the chest because this makes it like a more official lift because there's no momentum, but that's the whole point. You're taking the momentum out of the lift. Your muscles have to work, once again, a lot harder to push that bar from a stagnant position on your chest than if you're going up and down. Now, mind you, you can do touch and go in a controlled fashion, right? Like, I do touch and go, I don't have to bounce off my chest, I can still control it. And yes, my muscles are still working, but it just takes more muscle fiber recruitment, especially in my chest, at the bottom of the lift where it's doing the most work. It takes more muscle fiber recruitment to move the bar from a stagnant position, boom, than if I'm just doing touch and go. Because once again, it takes the momentum away. It kind of like, even though kinetic energy is still stored, it's just a lot more work on the muscles, especially the chest. That's where the chest is mainly working, guys, at the bottom. So if you're pausing, you're forcing your chest to become more engaged in the movement. And that's with any movement, guys. If you're doing like dead hang chin-ups, if you're doing like pause reps, more muscle fiber recruitment as a whole. Once again, you're not gonna be able to do as much weight this way, but the benefit is it'll have carryover. So that way, if you still wanna do touch and go bench press, I promise you, you're gonna find your touch and go bench press increases a lot if you're increasing your pause bench press as well. And keep this in mind, guys, you may not realize it, even though our muscles have to work harder to move the bar with a pause bench press, it's better for our body's overall recovery. Why? Well, with touch and go, once again, you're probably gonna be able to do more reps. You're probably gonna be able to do more weight. So with all that up and down motion, it's just more for our body to recover from as a whole. It's more for our joints to recover from, more for our central nervous system to recover from, because as a whole, we're doing more like weight, more workload, right? But with the pause, our muscles work more, but the rest of our body can recover from it a little bit faster. So that's why I think it's really important to incorporate pause reps. And honestly, if you had to choose between one or the other, if you're looking to maximize your hypertrophy, you're going to use pause reps. It doesn't mean you can't use touch and go, but once again, if we're going for what's optimal for hypertrophy, use pause reps. And the third tip, guys, isn't so much like an adjustment of the movement, but it's the fact that a lot of you complain that you're not seeing results as far as hypertrophy with the bench press because you aren't using enough volume. A bunch of you are just gonna come in here, you'll do like, heavy 3 sets of 3 because you're just focused on increasing your max, and then wondering why like, your chest isn't growing as fast as it should. Now, mind you, the rep range itself doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're doing like 3 sets of 3, 5 sets of 5, 3 sets of 10. If you're gradually getting stronger, going through the same range of motion, increasing that weight, if you start with 225 and you make your way to 315, whether it's with triples, sets of 5, sets of 10s, your chest will grow. However, if we're talking about maximizing chest growth, you have to think about it this way. If you're gonna just do triples, maybe do like 8 sets of 3 or 10 sets of 3. Why? Because what you guys already know, if you've been in this channel long enough, rep ranges don't matter. There is no true hypertrophy rep range. 10 sets of 3 with 100 pounds, it's the same workload as 3 sets of 10 with 100 pounds. If you're doing the sets of 10, you may get a bit more muscular endurance benefits. If you're doing the sets of 3, you're gonna get a little bit more strength benefits and like, first rep benefits, like learning to be explosive on that first rep. But as far as hypertrophy, it's gonna be equal across the board because 10 times 3 times 100 is the same thing as 3 times 10 times 100. Or even if you're doing 7 sets of 3, but you're doing a heavy enough weight to where it's the same total volume as 3 sets of 10 with a lighter amount of weight, then that's gonna work. But incorporate higher volume days. So whether you have one day where you do come in and do just 3 sets of 3, that's fine, but make sure you come in and do another day where you're maybe doing 3 sets of 10 or even 5 sets of 5, just a day where you're doing more total workload. And you guys have seen me do that before with my concurrent training with daily undulating periodization. That's why I like those ways of training, because you don't become untrained in any rep range and you're kind of getting the benefits. If you're someone where you want to come in here and just focus like on heavier work, but you don't want to be in here for like an hour doing 10 sets of 3 on bench press, that's fine. Come in and do your 5 sets of 3, 3 sets of 3, but then come in on another day and do higher volume work. And that's with any movement, guys. You're not going to see a whole lot of muscle growth from any movement where you're just coming in and just doing 3 sets of 3. It's not the rep range that's the problem, it's the low volume as a whole. You're just doing like 3 sets of 3. If you make that 10 sets of 3, cool, you're good to go, but that may not be as efficient for time for the rest of you. But bottom line is, if you incorporate those tips, guys, if you go through a longer range of motion by bringing your grip in, if you pause on your chest, which forces more muscle fiber improvement, and if you start training with adequate volume, I promise you, I don't care who you are, the bench press will become a more effective movement for hypertrophy. Now, it doesn't mean you have to bench press. There's other movements out there you can use, but for those of you who like bench pressing and you want to use for hypertrophy, there you go. There's your 3 tips. That's all I got for you guys for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you did. If you're not, leave a comment down below. Let me know what I can do to better. Like the video, share, subscribe. Keep it simple, specific, scientific. I'll catch y'all later.